us really what it feels like to win against something, a place like the state. And we are very humbled as ActionSA. We took on this fight to fight for these families, to find justice, and we are very pleased to be here to make that.
We believe that it's certainly children back, but we are here to fix the future for the Mabila and Tshwenu families as far
ActionSA, who swiftly came in and assist the families with lawyers. So we would really like to thank ActionSA, especially Dr. Herman Mashaba, who actually cancelled his plans on that day just to come through and see the family. You know, because I know he was supposed to fly out somewhere, but he cancelled everything just to come and see the family, and we're really, really thankful for that. Thanks to ActionSA also for the continuous support throughout the year. I must tell you one thing, government came in and said they will support the families, but none of them came out to support the families. None of them came out. So ActionSA has been there continuously to support the families and give us update regarding the cases, the investigation. So we're very, very thankful for that. We're really, really thankful. The compensation that's been given is not going to bring back the family, the kids. It's not going to bring them back. But we know that at least we got government and they have to pay for what they've done because they were negligent. You know, and as I'm sitting here, I'm actually amazed at this dam. It's filled up. There's houses standing in the water there at the back, you know, and government is still not doing anything with that regards. So I'm afraid that more incidents will happen again, you know. So this, if government doesn't act, incidents will come up. So, but with ActionSA around, we will make sure, or they will make sure that such things does not happen again. And thank you, thank you, thank you again. And may God bless you abundantly. Thank you for everything.
Thank you very much, Dion. May pass the mic over to Gauteng Provincial Chairperson, Mr. Siyabonga Mabila.
Do you mind something, Chairs?
Okay, okay. I love to be the cameraman.
Thank you.
Good morning to everybody, and mostly importantly, good morning to the families whom we are here to support and make an important announcement. And our President Mashaba and Michael, our national spokesperson, our regional chairperson, and activist members present here and community members. It's actually a somber moment for us to be here while we bring a level of good news, but we also recognize how this incident happened and what transpired. But as a party, we felt it's important, and more so from a national level, which has been driven by our president, to ensure that we put behind our words decisive action consistently to ensure that government responds. And now government has responded, and now we appreciate, I think, the guidance our president has been giving us in these meetings to ensure that we must not lose focus on the importance of driving such matters, because the family has an expectation, the family has lost lives, and even though it may not bring the lives back, but there must be a level of justice towards the family. And I think beyond this, we must actually start seeking for justice to those who are actually complicit. I mean, if you look at the situation at this stage, there's more incident going to happen. As a family spokesperson was speaking, just behind here, you've got, I think, a house shack submerged in water, and some cows also submerged. The more it rains, President will keep coming here and speaking about this. And I think we must really consider deeply what we need to do to ensure that government and the relevant stakeholders and service providers are held accountable, because this is a man-made crisis created here. It's not created by God. And I think from our side as a structures in Gauteng, we definitely will continue supporting the families, but continue holding those accountable who are part of this construction, which as we're driving in here, we could not access the communities properly because the roads infrastructure has not been dealt with speedily. We understand only now that the service provider have been back on site and they've been dilly-dallying this whole time, which is causing significant frustrations beyond just the issues of infrastructure, but it's affecting people's mobility in a very significant way, and how they receive service delivery and how they're able to interact with the rest of the community. So from our side, President, we thank you for your guidance, and we can give our commitment that we will keep fighting for the community and holding those accountable and ensuring that no one escapes the rule of law. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Provincial Chairperson. We now hand over to ActionSA President, Mr. Herman Mashaba, to address the gathering. Thank you, President Mashaba.
Okay, thank you very much, Lerato. Thank you very much, Tate Paloi, Michael Shackleton, Didion, and the provincial chair, provincial secretary in Tshwane. But I think more important, I had an opportunity earlier on to really have a chat with these two beautiful women who have lost their two young lives just 18 months ago. This is my third or fourth visit to the site. Upon hearing of this particular incident, 2 days later I was here because I was shocked. I could not really believe what I was told. And coming here, you find this quarry behind us. It's not a dam, this is a quarry, it's a man-made quarry in front of this crash. You can imagine families are bringing kids here to be looked after while their parents are at work, and were subjected to this because of the negligence of the contractor. I think anywhere in the world when you build structures, you construct quarries, you have to ensure that you put the necessary safety measures so that the society is it's protected. One thing I want to share with you, when ActionSA was born, we had deliberations with 2.4 million South Africans, and one of the core values South Africans wanted us to do, not negotiable, was social justice. Was social justice. And what we've got to really understand, what is social justice? The Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, adopted in 1996, incorporating human rights as part of our Constitution. We took that really very seriously, to say, look, we will do everything possible, because the last 28 years of our democracy has been a nightmare to majority of South Africans, particularly the poor ones. It's been a nightmare. When I went on the 27th of April 1994, I went to vote hoping that 28 years later, I will live in a country that respects human rights. Unfortunately, more and more, particularly of our poor communities, are seeing a nightmare. It's not just really losing their children. Look at the living conditions. Coming here, I wonder, I'm asking myself, how do people actually come home every single day? How do they go to work? How do they survive on a day-to-day basis? This is not something that I think we can celebrate. This is something that, for me as a South African, I'm ashamed of the 28 years of our democracy. But we are determined to correct it. Because one thing for sure, it's well and good we can sit here, complain about the past. We can start from 1652, can come up to 1948, go up to 1994. It's been a nightmare for us. But I think I'm a person who always looks at life in a very positive manner. Life will always have challenges, and it's up to us to identify those challenges and find solutions to those. So I'm really glad when Michael informed us just a few weeks ago that he's just about to reach a settlement with the Gauteng Government and the contractor for the compensation of these two families. I could not believe it until the contracts were signed. So we then said, we are glad with this. As much as one thing that we must recognize and accept is the fact that this settlement is not going to bring back those two lives. Because those two boys were supposed to be engineers, were supposed to be lawyers, were supposed to be judges, they were supposed to be the teachers. Their lives have been cut short by the negligence of government. And at least they've accepted liability. And we hope and pray that this can really be a lesson for government to say, under ActionSA's watch, the exploitation of our people, it's not going to happen. I'm sure all of you are aware Before we even starting ActionSA, at the time, a project called the People's Dialogue, because ActionSA is a brainchild of a project called the People's Dialogue, when we involve South Africans to tell us what kind of South Africa they want. During that period, we are contacted by the families of the three Lily mine in Barberton. I'm sure you know about that. But the time when we raised this matter, we are not in government with them. We are now today as part of the multi-party government in the city of Tshwane. We are holding them accountable. Now that we've got this one behind us, these are some of the cases that we can assure South Africans that for as long as ActionSA is here, and ActionSA is going to be here today, is going to be here tomorrow, we are going to fight these cases because we want justice for those three boys in Amanskraal. Because it was under exactly the same circumstances. Building roads, living trenches during rainy season. Young kids, they play. It's not their fault into this main hole. So we are taking over this case. So Michael and his team are working around the clock to ensure that sooner rather than later, that justice will be found for those three kids in Amanskraal. We would really want to see justice. More especially, we want to see the retrieval, more especially for the Lily Mine families. You can imagine 6 years, so you can imagine those bodies. The families have been camping outside the mine. They are refused permission to really be anywhere near the mine. They've been camping now 5 years, over 5 years. So I'm calling on all of us as South Africans, please let us not allow a democratically elected government to abuse us any further. It is your vote that can actually determine what kind of government you want, what kind of government is sensitive to your plight. So for us as ActionSA, we commit that we'll keep on fighting this fight as much as we've got limited resources. People must not really be under impression that ActionSA has got unlimited resources. We'd really like, we get requests on a daily basis, South Africans losing homes, their families destroyed by drugs and so forth. Lots of issues. We'll keep fighting, but obviously with our limited resources, until such time that one day we can have a government in this country that can really be the government that would really care, and social justice can be part of the constitution of this country to ensure that our South Africans, particularly the poor and the most vulnerable, are part of what our constitution is there to really protect them. From our side, thank you very much to the two families. Dion, as a spokesperson, thank you very much for allowing us to really be here. I can imagine it must be very difficult for the families to come back here, to really know that this water behind us, it's actually responsible for the loss of their sons. So for us, for you and I, it's easy. We can be here, we can talk about this tragedy. But one thing for sure, they are feeling, we just know that we can share it with them. And we bring them here. Why we bring them here, back here, is because we want to remind South Africans about what happened 18 months ago. So that anywhere in the country, let us not allow our government to really do something like this. Not only government, private sector that operates anywhere in our country where they don't take care of safety measures in whatever work that they do, that they must know that ActionSA will hold them accountable. Thank you very much, the families. We are with you, we sympathize, and we know, as I said, this is not going to bring back your children, but for at least you will see some justice and move on in your lives, and make sure that you take care of all your children, make sure that let them represent your two boys. Thank you very much from our side.
Thank you very much, President. Colleagues, I can now take questions from the media. If you do want to ask a question, please let us know which media house or organization you represent, your name, as well as who you are posing your question to. Questions, go ahead.
My question goes to Michael.
Sorry, tell us who your name.
Okay, sorry about that. My name is Lerato Mota from Power FM. I just wanted to know, prior to coming here for this handover ceremony, were you even aware as the party that this man-made quarry is still here? Look, we have houses that are still submerged in water, and if so, are we likely then to see you guys? Because I know that for some time you've been up in arms with the Gauteng Roads Department to ensure that there's compensation for the families here, including those in Hammanskraal. But are we likely though to see you, going forward, rather as the legal department of, ActionSA, saying that you're taking government on with regards to ensuring that something is done about this man-made quarry?
Yes.
Thank you, Lerato. Any other questions before we answer, Lerato? Go ahead, ma'am.
The compensation that you are talking about, is it in monetary forms? And if so, how much are the families going to be? Are you at liberty to disclose how much they're going to be compensated for?
Great, thank you. Anyone else before I close and give answers? Thank you. Michael?
Thank you so much for that question to me. We were aware of the conditions here. We have been here many times. Our president specifically has been here, but ActionSA does have structures in every community of the city of Tshwane, divided into several constituencies, amongst them which is Mamelodi. And we will of course be investigating what kind of legal action we can take, but I think it's important at the same time that it's not only legal. ActionSA can't just be working behind scenes day and night. Certainly through our provincial chairperson Bongani that is here, through Opa Matibela, our regional chairperson that is here as well. Our structures need to be engaging with these communities day and night to find out exactly what their plight is, what further damage and negativity the situation has caused, so that we can issue the appropriate letters to government and take the appropriate legal action with actual concrete examples, affidavits and evidence of the struggles these people are facing in their daily lives.
Thank you, Michael. President?
No, thank you very much, SABC, for the very important question. Absolutely, the settlement is a financial settlement. Unfortunately, as part of the settlement agreement, it was agreed that the amount not really be disclosed. And then I think, for us, why we accepted non-disclosure of the amount, it's actually more to really protect the family. As much as, yes, government did not want us to disclose the amount, for us really was a non-issue. In fact, for us, we prefer it that way. Because this family's lost their two boys. No amount of money is going to really replace those two boys. So it was an easy decision for us to say. In fact, that is really what we propose, that we don't obviously really disclose the amounts, because whatever amount, as I say, there's just no way that it can replace this boy. But it is a financial settlement.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, President, for that response. Thank you, Michael, for that response. We have reached the end of our press conference. I do want to thank my colleagues for being here, all of the hard work from our legal team. Thank you so much to the families, the Mabila and the Tshwenu families. Thank you so much for your patience with us. We know that it's been a long road, but we thank you for your perseverance, and we hope that this compensation will go some way into, at least preparing for the children that you still have currently who are still alive. Thank you so much to actioners who have been in this community, who have worked so hard to also support the family. Thank you so much for your leadership in this region. We really appreciate it, and I know that you will be exerting maximum force in this area as our legal advisor here has noted that you will come back so that we get good feedback with regards to what we need to do going forward. Thank you so much, Dion, also for your leadership and your support for the families. We really, really appreciate that, and for you to always be on call and also be available to us when we need you to represent the families, because oftentimes it's important to have an intermediary because the person who's suffering is not always able to bring themselves to the table in the manner that for their 3 children who also perished in a similar way. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
We are available for one-on-ones if you would like, and we will take pictures over there. Yeah, I think that's in order. Thank you, President. Thank you,
Okay,
colleagues.
thank you.